Hola and welcome to Vida Consciente, the bilingual podcast where we explore mindful living and conscious lifestyles to heal and transform from the inside out in both English and Spanish. I am your host, Alejandra Aguilera, and I want to thank you again for being part of this community. I hope you enjoy today's episode. Hi there, welcome to another episode of Vida Consciente. This episode is brought to you by Mind Body Power, your trust service for holistic physical therapy and health coaching. Focus on your emotional and physical health and well-being. On Mind Body Power, we understand that true healing involves both the body and the mind. That's why we offer a comprehensive approach to help you reach your full potential. From personalized therapies for pain management to mindfulness techniques and health coaching, we are here to support you on the way of your journey to holistic well-being. Are you ready to transform your life? Check out your Instagram at MindBodyPower3. MindBodyPower3. You're gonna find different videos and more information about the different services we offer. And don't wait until scheduling your first consultation. Discover how we can help you to live a healthier and more fulfilled life. Are you ready to transform your life? Go to MindBodyPower3 and we'll see you there. Thank you for joining us and we hope you enjoy today's episode. Hola, hola, and welcome to another episode of your bilingual podcast, Vida Consciente. My name is Alejandra Aguilera, and I want to thank you one more time for being part of this community, for listening and grow together, healing and transforming from the inside out. And like I always say, learning from our own mistake, from everything that we're going through life, because tends to those situations is what teaches and help us to really understand who we are and continue give and be the best version of ourselves. So this is challenging. Every time that I record a podcast in English, listen, you see that's the challenge part. In English, I'm not gonna say sorry because it is challenging, and that was approved because it's hard. Even I know and I speak English, you all know that it's not my first language. So it is always a little bit harder because finding the right words is made me think a little bit longer in my head. So when I speak in English and especially when I'm recording a podcast, if you see or hear this long pause, is because I'm trying to find the right word. And I know you understand, and thank you for your patience and thank you just for laugh with me. But well, to continue here, I have this episode that I was writing down because I think what I'm going to talk today is something that a lot of us have done before. Maybe we are conscious about that and we continue doing it, but I'm going to put myself on the list because I have done this not once, but I know maybe a few times in my previous relationship. And what I'm going to be sharing here with you, it can happen with any relationship, with friends, with family, even with people at work. But I'm going to focus mostly on those relationships with a partner. When we are beginning, when we start feeling these different emotions and the butterflies traveling all around our body. And like I say, I always want to remind you that when I talk in each one of my episodes, I share my own experience. What I have done, what I has been going through, what I has been learning through those experience situation, the people who come into my life, what I learned from others, the techniques that I has been also implementing that is helping me and continue helping me to wake up, to be more conscious, to heal, transform, continue being the best of me and for the people who are around me too. So what I'm talking is those common mistake that we tend to do, especially at the beginning of a relationship. And I have seen people doing this even when they are many years together. And it's time that we need to wake up. It is time to start being aware of this, being more mindful and changing this not always for somebody else, remember that when you're going to change, when you want to do something different in your life, you need to do it for yourself. You are first, and you're always going to be first. And the more that you keep working on you, the more that you keep learning about yourself, helping you to heal, to transform, that's what other people are going to also receive and see from you. So one of the first mistakes that I wrote here, and I think all these are going to be connected because it is natural. It's something like we do, especially those who are givers. I consider myself a giver. When I open my heart, I will give a lot of me. I'm a caring person. I like the other person to feel loved, to feel special. So that's part of my natural personality. And I don't want to change that from me. I don't want to pretend do something different. I don't want to pretend be someone different. But I want to learn how to keep giving all that love and caring and attention to myself first. And that is one of the first mistakes that I want to share here with you because, like I say, I have done it before. And I know you have done this before, so don't lie to me. It is prioritizing, when we stop prioritizing our needs and self-care. Like I said, when we just met someone, it is completely natural and normal that we want to be with a person as much as we can, spending that time together, doing a lot of things together. And then we see ourselves like putting on hold, putting aside a little bit and procrastinating certain things that help us to feel good. It gives us joy. And I'm talking about those routines, those habits that you has been doing even before you met that special one. I'm that kind of person like I enjoy certain routines in my life. I don't always like a routine. I like things to change. I like challenge and I like variety. But there are certain routines that for me are important. It keeps my emotional, physical, and spiritual body, my energy in a balance and a healthy way. So the moment that I stop doing this routine is when I feel at some point like unbalanced. I feel lost. And I'm talking routine and habits like for me it can be just my morning meditation and prayer time, spending that nighttime before going to bed like reading a book, drinking a glass of tea, just maybe just sit down and enjoy silence, enjoying being in a quiet room in my house. I think we all have those perfect and those special rooms in our house that we like to be. We like to spend some time there. Like for me, it is in my room. I have a corner where I have my chair, my candles, and I like to sit there and read, to drink my tea, to just pray, to just be on silent. So the moments that I start noticing that I'm not doing my routines, I feel like I feel a little bit lost. I feel like there is something missing in me. And I have done this because, like I say, I want to and we want to be as much as we can with a person. Do activities together, spend time together with his friends, his family, my friends, my family, and all that together. And I have been noticing, especially on my last relationship, that is one that I learned the most. And why did I say this? Is because I think I was not I don't think I was more conscious. I was really living in a more mindful way. So I was paying attention to what I was doing. I was with the intention of listening to see what was happening into this relationship. Even when we were having any little or big conflict, I knew that that was something that I have to learn. It was a teaching, it was a learning experience behind that conflict. And I think that that is why it was one of the more, I will say, meaningful ones, but it's because it taught me and I learned a lot from that. So, but at the beginning, I made the same mistake. And I did it because I was repeating the certain patterns that I was doing before. I was giving a lot of my time. I was giving a lot of my energy. I was giving a lot of my attention to that person, even like listening all the time to the conversations that we were sitting on the table eating, but listening to his problems at work, listening to his project, listening to his goals, to his desire, but because I wanted, because that's who I am. But I was not also being aware that I stopped listening to myself. I stopped really paying attention to what I want to keep doing it, what I want to keep working. I stopped somehow ignoring my own needs. And I noticed this really quick. It was like a flashlight, and it helped me to immediately change that, to transform that, to express, to communicate it with a person like, hey, I need to slow down here a little bit, the speed that I'm going here in this relationship. Because if I stop forgetting myself, if I stop ignoring and putting my routines, the thing that I enjoy, that I has been doing even before I met you, things are not gonna go great. We're gonna continue having more conflict. I'm gonna feel frustrated. I'm gonna feel more stressful, and we're gonna get into more argument. And I think the other problems that we make in relationships is the expectations that we have. So we give, and then somehow we expect to receive the same from the other person. I am a believer that when you give, we need to receive. I have like not an argument but a disagreement with someone because they say you need to give without expecting nothing in return. And I get that, and somehow I agree with that. But when you are in a relationship, you give always. If you give because it comes naturally from you, you give from your heart, not giving from that ego that you need to receive because you're giving. So if you have that expectation, things are going to go in a different direction. But when you give because it's part of who you are, we also expecting that that person can give to herself, not maybe the same, but on his own way. He's going to give us that the same affection, the same attention, the caring, the intention to also listen to us, to be there for us. And if we don't feel that, we need to just start asking ourselves, what is happening here? Is this something that I really want to? So I like to picture this as two people at the end holding a rope, each one holding the end of the rope, and it's like pulling and trying to hold the same tension. It's like creating the same tension. I don't want you to pull more, and I don't want you to like the other person also pull harder or more than me. I want that we pull together. We keep the same tension. And that is a healthy relationship. That creates healthy boundaries. That is being emotionally and spiritually mature. When I'm giving, but I'm also expecting that if I give my time, if I give my attention, if I'm able and I'm putting my attention to listen to whatever is happening in your life, I also want to receive that from the other person. So in order for this to happen, we need to keep learning that we are first, and we need to keep prioritizing our goals, our needs, our families, our friends, and everything that we really enjoy doing. So I know that I have learned this, and for my future relationship, which I know it will come, I don't know when, but I know it will come, I'm going to be more conscious, and I'm going to do this in a different way. And when you do this, I just want to tell you that when you keep loving yourself, when you keep taking care of you in different ways, emotionally, physically, spiritually, that is attracted. That is really attracted, and the other person is going to love that from you. If the other person is, like I say, emotional and spiritual mature. If that is not the case, they're going just to keep wanting more and more and get the attention, and that's not healthy. That is toxic. But if you both of you are in the same page, you're going to respect that personal space. You're going to respect that personal time. Even you're going to promote to keep having those spaces to keep growing, to keep being with yourself, to keep being like that time alone. And I have been doing a lot of things like solo days where I take myself into a day every single month and do something different. This is something that I want to keep doing it no matter if I am in a relationship or not. And if I am in a relationship, I want that my partner, that person that I am with, does the same, because it's going to even bring us together. It's going to improve the communication. We're going to be sharing ideas. And that is the healthy relationship that we want in life. Now, moving to the second mistake. Like I say, I think this is something common that a lot of us we have done, or we continue maybe sometimes doing, and I putting myself again on the list. Remember, this is something that from my experience, and I'm sharing this with you. It is losing touch with friends and family. Like I say, all these points are going to be connected, and we are here, we met someone, we are giving the best of ourselves, we want to spend time, we're doing things together. This is a mistake that I have done before, and is postponing things with the people that I also love and the people that has been with me always in the good and the bad moments. And I know when we are in a relationship, there is things that we need to modify. Times need to also be, change and accommodate so we can spend that quality of time together as a partner with a special one, with continue doing our job, continue spending time with a friend. But it's all about balance. It's finding that middle point where you continue being with the special ones, with the people you love, with the people that know you, and the people who wants the best for you. And one of the things that I have done is, like I say, I have been postponing certain activities that I used to have with my friends. For example, like a Thursday night where we hang out either at my house or my friend's house, and we just chat and have wine, because I want to go hang out with my boyfriend, or he have a family reunion, or he have something that at his work or with his friend, and he invited me, so I wanted to just go with him. And this is something that I learned. I don't want to say I regret it, because I don't regret of anything in my life, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to learn and be into this awareness right now. So I learned that I need to keep my plans no matter what. If there is something that I need to change, if there is something that I need to reschedule, it is okay. It needs to be also communicated with the people that we are rescheduling. But I cannot continue doing that over and over again, even with my son, even like I say, with my family, with my parents, with my best friends. So I have two best friends that I thank a lot for listening to me, where we listen to each other when we talk, and when, in those moments that you need some, someone to listen to you, some advice. I want to keep respecting that friendship. And in order to keep respecting them, I also need to keep respecting the time that I give to them and to my partner. Talking to my partner, I want someone that is able to understand that, hey, your time with your friend, your time with your family is important. And I want to respect that, and I want you to keep doing that. And the same, me saying that to the other person. I want to keep promoting that it is healthy. It is okay that you spend time with your people, because you did that before and they were there for you before. And sometimes things happen. Life brings a lot of change. And if you have to move forward, they're going to be there. Your family, your parents, your brother, your sister, your friends, the good ones, the ones who really love you and want the best for you, they are the ones who are going to be there. But they're not going to be always waiting and waiting if we keep postponing, if we keep putting them aside. we need to keep respecting them and continue giving them the attention, the caring, and the affection that we were giving even before we started a relationship. So I learned that lesson a lot. And I know from now on, it's something that I no, I'm not going to make that mistake again. Like I say, we accommodate, we make modifications, but since now I have been able to spend more time with them, with myself, I know even more that that is an important part of my life, and they are an important part of my life, and I want to keep it that way. Now, moving on to another point that I wrote here is when we pretend to be something else just to, please the other person, just so we they can look at us like a, oh my god, this is the woman, this is the man that I want, that I always dream about it. I have done this before. Like I say, I'm always like to be natural. I'm funny. I always like to bring my sense of humor. Those who know me, you know that I have a sense of humor. I like to have my joke, even if you don't understand my joke. Doesn't matter. I always going to bring a joke into the table. But sometimes at the beginning, when you're dating someone, with those first week or month, we just have so many ideas and create this picture like I want to be perfect. And I want him to see me like the woman of his dream. So we start changing our personality or doing things, or even we stop doing things because we don't want that they think something different. A lot of things here. So I know that I have done is like I try to like you know, calm down a little bit my jokes, or don't bring out too much my sarcastic sometimes sense of humor, because I don't want to the person like have some weird thoughts about me, or I want to, I don't know, maybe look in a certain way. That is a big mistake, because if we don't show ourselves the way that we are, how we just are completely natural, at some point when we have conflict, when we have disagreements, is when we start having those like arguments, when you say you're not the same person that I met. You are completely different. I don't know who is that person that I met months ago. And that is the problem, because you were not showing yourself exactly as all the personalities, everything that comes within you. And I have learned this, and all this work that I have done on myself, like self love, healing, emotional, spiritual, connecting, healing my inner child, has been bringing a lot of self confidence and self esteem on myself. And from now on, not only with a person, like in a relationship, with my friends, with the people on my work, with my patient, I'm showing myself exactly who I am. If you like it, if you don't like it, that's not my problem. This is who I am, and I'm going to just be me. And I want, if you want to be with me, this is the person, this is Alejandra that you're going to be with. I don't want to change nothing from me. And that is healthy. And that's what I want to share this, because don't change for anyone. If someone wants to be with you, that person needs to love you and accept you the way that you are, completely, exactly the way that you are, in the good and the bad, sad moments, happy moments, laughing, crying. That's being vulnerable. That is opening up yourself to something beautiful. And when you are being accepted, when you be loved, when you are being sharing that someone really care for you in that way, my friend, girl, woman, that person is for you, because you are loving someone completely natural. There's nothing fake in that person. So I have done, like I say, I have done a few things changing, or maybe don't showing completely my personality before, but I learned that. And now I know that from now on, it's going to be completely, completely different. Something else is ignoring our personal goals. this is kind of like the first one where I mentioned, putting aside your needs or stop prioritizing yourself. But ignoring our personal goals happens a lot too. We sometimes we put our project, even no matter how small the projects are, something that we has been working with, something that we has been desiring for a long time, we put it on hold, we put it on a pause because I'm giving my energy and my attention and this, everything into this relationship because we wanted to make it work. We want to give the best of ourselves and spend as much time with that person. And I did my last relationship. Sorry about my last relationship. I know that person, if he hear me, please don't hate me because I thank you a lot. Like a lot, and you know how special you are. But because I learned a lot, I need to share this. So one of the things that I was doing is like and it's, let me just say this, it's nobody's fault. I'm not putting the blame in anyone, and this is something that we need to keep ourselves in our head and remind ourselves. It's no one's fault what you do. What you do, any mistake that you do is because of you. We need to stop blaming the other person. We need to stop victimizing ourselves because no one is doing nothing to us. We are allowing something to happen because coming from ourselves. So I'm not here to put the fault or blame into anyone. I'm just saying what I have done because I am the only responsible for this. So I was like, say, giving and giving. And I remember even I stopped a little bit my podcast. I stopped recording. I stopped continue focusing on my personal and my private business because I was doing a lot of things that I wanted to do with that person. And a lot of us have done this before. But the moment that you realize this, the moment that you are conscious, say, stop. That is the first step to move back and do something better, to change everything now and fresh. So because I realized that, like I said, I started feeling again frustrated, overwhelmed, and stressed. And I was like, why I don't have the energy to focus on my thing? It's because I was not giving the energy. I was not focusing on me. I stopped focusing on myself. I stopped focusing on my project. I was listening more to somebody else and I stopped listening to myself. I was caring too much for the other person. I stopped caring for myself, for my own needs. But I realized about that and I took the wheels of that car, of my car again, and I start again to putting everything onto the table. I stopped to putting everything on the game to work, and it made me feel so good. And I know that person noticed it, and the other person always going to notice because if the other person see you always, like being empowered and be with vision and with goals, but not always neglecting also your relationship. Always, like I say, a balance and a harmony. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be beautiful. That person, if he's a healthy, mature person, is going to admire you, and you're going to admire him too. And you're going to keep promoting yourself. We are together, but we also have our own separate things. We also have our own goals. We also have our own projects. So it is okay to be together, but we don't need to forget our own things. And we can share, we can learn, we can communicate it. We can just share ideas on how we can improve ourselves, how we can help ourselves. And that is the beauty. That is a healthy, good friendship relationship. So I'm glad that I learned that really early, especially, like I say, on my last relationship. And I know from the future one, I'm going to do much better. Something else that we do is when we avoid and we try to avoid conflict. We tend to avoid conflicts and express our needs and express what we really want or maybe what is bothering us because we don't want to get into an argument. We don't want to get into a fight. But avoiding a conflict with someone, with that person, is creating a more conflict with yourself. You're creating an inner conflict. your mind is really like traveling 100%, and then you start questioning yourself, you start doubting yourself, you doubt on the other person, you doubt the relationship, but it's because you're not allowing yourself to express, to communicate your needs, maybe what bothers you. And that is something that previously I was doing it. I was like, you know what, let things just to be, forget about it. Tomorrow is going to be a new day, so don't talk about it. One thing that I hate the most is going to bed mad. And I has been getting better at this, at talking, at communicating. And before I was trying to repress those emotions because I don't want that he see me cry. I don't want that he think like I'm crazy. I don't want that he think like I'm weak. That's a big mistake because like I say, we also like in the previous point, we are not being ourselves. We are pretending to be something. We are pretending to feel in a way that is not us. We are saying yes when maybe I really want to say no. Hell no, I don't want to do that. So repressing our emotions to avoid a conflict is just going to bring a complete conflict, like a volcano that is going to explode within us, and it's going to make things even worse. So I'm really grateful that previously in the last one I was able to learn about this. It was one of the best time that I communicate in a really healthy and better way. I was being more vulnerable, able to express myself when I was sad, when I was happy, cry when I feel like I wanted to cry, be angry when I feel I wanted to be angry, and that's healthy. It's such a release when you're able to express. It feels such a like release when you're able to just say whatever is in your mind, always in a healthy way without causing harm to the other person. And the same promoting and encourage the other person, that special one, to do the same with you. It's just being open, being like a friend. That person that you are with is not only your partner, is a friend. And allowing both of you to completely open up, to express, to share your fears, to share your weakness, your strength, it's gonna improve that communication in a really good, in a healthy way that the relationship is gonna be even better. So I have learned this not only, like I say, in a relationship, like a intimate relationship, but also a lot of with my friends and with my family. Like, hey, I don't want to overthink. I want to say things. I want to be more honest because if I'm honest with myself, if I learn to listen to myself, I'm gonna be able to be honest with you and listen to you and say things that I really want to say without like trying to, you know, make it look pretty. So I don't want you to get upset or get angry, and that is something that I have done. One more and last thing that I think is important is stopping spending quality of time only with yourself. And I think this is really, really important because most of the time we don't know how to spend time alone. A lot of us don't like to be alone. We feel like we need to be always in a companionship with people around us, friends, family, whoever. But when we start learning and spending quality of time with ourselves, and I have done this for a couple years already, and every month I like to take myself into, I call a solo date, where I take myself to different activities. I pick something different every month. I can go to a coffee shop, I can go to a restaurant, I can travel, which I love to travel. I can just go to a concert. Those moments are just for me. And it's helping me to keep connecting with myself, with my true self, learning what I like, what I dislike, what made me feel comfortable, what made me feel uncomfortable. Is getting to know myself in different and better ways. And the more that we do this, the more that we know, the more that we love ourselves, the better that we also going to be for the person we are with, for the people around us, because we are building the best version of ourselves. We are giving ourselves to the others in a different way without the need to be always with someone, without the the dependency of like I need something or I need someone to fill me. We don't complete anyone. You know, when people say, I want to find my other half, we are not other half. You need to work on yourself so you can feel complete 100%. And the person that you're going to be with is going to complement you. It's like two people working individual journeys, their own path, but holding hands together without, without forgetting their own life, without putting on hold, on pause their dreams. So it's like walking individuals' path, sharing ideas, sharing opinions, caring for each other, admiring each other, helping each other to grow and holding hands together. And that is what I'm working, that's what I'm building on myself, that's what I'm building for my future relationship. Because I want the person that I'm with, I want to continue seeing him through his life. I want to admire what he does. I want to continue like enjoying the journey that he's going through and everything that he has done before he met me. And I want he does the same with me. But I want that we spend that time, that quality of time together too. So when we learn to do this and spend that quality of time with ourselves, we're not going to be expecting that we receive from the other person all the attention and the affection and the love, because we're giving that to ourselves. And we're just going to enjoy things in a different way, with a different perspective, and not from the codependency. So this is something huge because, like I say, a lot of us, we became so dependent of the other. And the moment that something happened, we don't know what we're going to do with our life. We need something else. We need to move on and then find another relationship because it's so scared to be alone. My friend, you need to learn how to be with yourself, because if you don't know how to be with the best human in this world that is you, it's going to be really hard that somebody else learn how to be with you and that you learn how to be with that person. So I hope that what I shared today can maybe resonate with you. And like I say, I'm just here in a vulnerable way I don't feel embarrassed at all, because I think this is something normal. And I think that we all have done this at least once in our life. And it's good to be aware. It's good to start waking up and continue healing, continue transforming, so we can give the best of ourselves to ourselves first and then to others without forgetting who we are. So if you have done something different that maybe I didn't mention here, put that in the comments. I always like to read to you and connect with you, because thank you for some of you when they send me emails or just contact me on my social media. Thank you so much, because that's the idea, that we grow and we learn together. Remember also, if you want to connect with me, you can do it on my Instagram. I have two. One for the podcast is Vida Consciente number 3, Vida Consciente 3, and the Instagram for my business, physical therapy and health coach is Mind Body Power 3. Mind Body Power 3. All this is going to be in the description of the podcast. You can also listen to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for caring and for allowing me to do this, because I do this first for myself. It helped me to keep growing. It helped me to keep stepping out of my comfort zone. It helped me to keep challenging myself. And what I do here, I know I share this and you can feel this from me too. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for helping me to keep building this podcast, Vida Consciente. And if you want to support the podcast, you can do it in the link that is going to be also on the description. I'll send you the best energy. Un beso grande, and I'll see you until next episode. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends. I'll see you until next time. Ciao, ciao.